Stay. I go. No following. I said no following.
Hey guys, it's Iron Giant. It's a movie that exists and I love it. I have loved it ever since I was a kid. It has grown on me ever since I was a child. Get out of their vintage collection card back. We're not talking about you today. We're talking about the Iron Giant. Not just this new Diamond Select one, but we're also going to talk about that one that came out at Walmart recently. I own that. And also, I've had this ever since I was a kid. The little Iron Giant pack-in figure that came with the VHS tape. Let's talk about Iron Giant toys, because he's a very toy-headed character. I'm surprised that there aren't more toys of him. Of course, back in the day, there was a giant. I think it was even called Ultimate Iron Giant. But that's pretty hard to come by. And there's also the Mondo figures. I think it was Mondo that made those. Very high-end. Very good, but very high-end. But then here we have this Walmart one. I don't even know who made it. That one, that came with the VHS. Don't even know who made it. And the Diamond Select toys, about 9-inch one. There's a clear winner among all these, but they all kind of have their own little nifty thing going on about them. Let's kind of talk about them in the order that they were released, because the Diamond Select has the most to talk about. So let's keep them in the background, and let us discuss the little VHS pack-in. So, this is a picture of it, packed in with the VHS, and I remember from when I was a kid, getting this VHS tape and seeing this guy, you know, wrapped to the front of it, just like he is in that picture. I remember it very vividly. And this figure has never really impressed me too much. Even when I was a kid, I wasn't too impressed with it. And you'll see why. So it is like a 3 3/4-inch figure. Let's compare it to the brand new vintage collection Commander Wolf. You can see it's about a 3 3/4-inch figure. And it's missing quite a bit of detail. They at least did get the fin on the head, which is a good thing. Other companies didn't do that. And got a little bit of line work where it kind of should be, just to kind of emphasize a different color. But the limbs are completely unpainted. Absolutely no paint at all. Did his hand must have broken off, maybe. Is that glue around his hand or just gunk? I mean, we've had this thing for absolutely ages. It might have gotten broken. His joints got really loose. I don't even know if you can see. There's actually like tape in there to tighten them. I could probably clean that up a bit, but oh geez, he is really dirty. I mean, this thing has, how old is it? Probably says on the back, 1999, Warner Brothers. I mean, we've had this thing for 21 years. We've had it for a while. I can imagine we've probably had it that long. And yeah, it's great. It's great in that retro way. But as you can see, it's very flat. I mean, just moving that Iron Giant, like, you can see Iron Giant has, like, a physique. He is a robot. This one has absolutely no physique. He is an absolutely flat character. There's just nothing going on. Like, even his feet, look at how flat his feet are. That's because he was literally wrapped to the front of a VHS tape. It's just a little pack-in toy. He is 5 POA. He can move his head. Move his arms. You can have him do, I am Superman. And you can, you know, do the legs. There you go. That's all he can do. I always wanted an Iron Giant toy that could move the jaw. But unfortunately, this one did not satisfy that need growing up. But still, it's cute, and I like it. And I'm definitely never going to get rid of it, because it's from my freaking childhood, man. And then, let's move the diamond one out of the way. And let's move the little tiny one, because this guy moves and makes noise and stuff. Let's look at the details on this Walmart one first. This thing, for the record, is only $20. This is only a $20 toy, and it is about 12 inches tall. It's got some heft to it. Like, if you want an Iron Giant toy for your kids to play around with, I 1,000,000,000% recommend this one. His articulation's not too bad. Nothing at the head, unfortunately. Move the arms forward. You can move the arms like this. You can move the hands so you can have him wave, because he did that. You can't really move his legs because they move on their own. But you can open up his chest to reveal his death beam, and we'll talk about that. You can't try it. I have him in the off mode. But in the off mode, you can do the in-store try me by pressing that button right there. Hey, that's a nice iconic phrase from the movie. Does he say anything else? We'll see. And then just press it again. He makes noise. But yeah, his eyes light up, and let's talk about the paint, because, I mean, they got the thighs. They got the thighs good. I mean, the rest of the legs don't really need much. You can see he's got big feet, and he's got wheels on the bottom of his feet, and the batteries are, I'm pretty sure, in his feet. Or are they in his feet? I think they're in his feet. I think the batteries are in the feet, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. I don't know for sure, but that's what I'm gonna bet. He's got some paint for the rivets on his body, and for his biceps. But cardinal sin here, and I feel like deco on the head is the most important. He does not have the fin painted on his head. It's not painted. It looks so incomplete. It looks pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I doubt I'm gonna go in there and paint it myself, but yeah, I mean, come on. If the VHS pack-in painted it, why didn't this one? I mean, this one has like 2 different shades of color for like around the... And they didn't paint the... Whatever. Let's turn it on. Flip him. Turn him on. And then he's gonna go. You can see he moves. His eyes light up. They're kind of green for some reason. I don't remember them being that green. And there you go, that's essentially it. That's all it does. It makes those 2 noises. It says, I am Superman. And then he just keeps walking around. Whoops. He fell. Yeah, he's durable. He'll walk around. One thing I don't like is that his footsteps don't match. The sound effect doesn't match the actual footstep. Like, it doesn't match. It should be boom, 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 boom. But no, it's not. You can see there's way too much of a... I mean, I know they just used the movie sound effect, but I feel like they should have changed it for the toy, because the toy doesn't walk at that pace, and to me it's just really kind of off. But keeping him on, but just pressing this, you do have the option of the Mega Death Gun. And you can see his eyes actually glow red, and that all lights up. I mean, it's cool that they included it. It's not exactly how it was in the movie, but it's cool that they did include, like, some sort of attack feature, even though he's in his, like, War of the Worlds death robot mode, and when he has this gun. Oh, I don't want him walking. But yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him. I mean, I bought him. I mean, it was only $20. That's the thing. You could either buy, like, a Marvel Legends, or you could buy this. And I was pretty starved for Iron Giant, and I decided to buy that. And the reason I was starved for Iron Giant is because the Diamond Select one took absolute ages to come in to come out. It took absolutely ages. But here we are. Here is the Diamond Select Iron Giant. And wow, it's great. It is fantastic. I love it. So let's just talk about the base figure in its entirety, and then I want to go over the accessories. So the base figure is amazing, absolutely amazing. Every single paint detail you really want is there. His eyes are painted. He's got the fin. He's got all the little rivets. I mean, look at that face. That is the Iron Giant. I love it. He's got the dent. He does kind of have like these mold lines going down the side of his head. I don't know if you can see those, like right there. They look a little irritating, but it's not too big of a deal. On his back, you can see, oh, he's got a switch. He does light up. He's got all the little bolts painted. He's got the thighs painted. He has working pistons on his ankles. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. He's got his biceps painted. I mean, he's really good, man. He's really good. I really like him. There's not a lot of detail to look at for the Iron Giant. It is the Iron Giant. It's kind of based off of like a 1950s serial design, and those designs were not known for being very intricate. But yeah, he's oh my gosh, I love it. I love this thing. And a big reason I love it is because, like I said, ever since I was a kid, I wanted an Iron Giant with a moving jaw, and as you saw in the beginning of this video, he has a moving jaw. I really do like that. Unfortunately, you can't move the jaw up more, and you can't kind of have it like tilt and do what it did. but you can kind of get some expression out of it. You can see with it closed, you can kind of have it like slightly open. You can have it like more open. You can have it like even more open. Like you have varying levels of expression, and I really do enjoy that. If this figure wanted to be super deluxe, they would have included like interchangeable eyes or something, or a head, interchangeable heads with different eye expressions, because his eyes are very expressive in the movies, and he doesn't even have like his pupils at all. It's just the color. But yeah, articulation wise, let's get into that. He's got a ball joint at the head. Doesn't really give you any tilt, but you do get up and down and swivel. You have universal joints at the shoulders. You have a bicep swivel and an elbow bend. The arms do slide off, and that's because Diamond Select will be making like a death mode version at some point, with like an alternate angry head and alternate gun arms. But it's like before his full transformation. It's just kind of like his part transformation. I hope they make one that is fully transformed with all of the death rays and the killer weapons and the big old chest beam and the bubble head and all of it. I want it in my life. But he has swivels at the wrists and hinges at every single interchangeable hand, because yes, he has interchangeable hands. Ball joint at the waist, which is really nice. He has ball joints at the hips, move forward and back, in and out, and a little bit like that. No thigh swivel, so disappointing. You do have a knee bend, which oddly enough goes more forward than it does back, but oh well. You have a kind of a leg swivel there, I guess. Would have been nice if it was a thigh swivel instead. And just given the design, you only have the hinge at the ankle. You don't really have a rocker, because he does have the piston there. I mean, articulation's really, it's pretty much all I could really ask for in an Iron Giant. I mean, it's really great. So, one more thing about the figure itself is that he does have those light up eyes, which is awesome. I kind of totally forgot he had this feature when I bought it. So you just flick the on switch, boop, and I mean, you saw them turn on. They're pretty prominent. If I turn some lights off, you can see they are glowing. But let me turn off a few more lights, because I need to show a slight problem it has. So with all my studio lights turned off, you can see some of the light does shine through the back of the neck if you have it all the way forward. A lot of the light does shine through the top of the head. And if you have the neck forward like this, you're not going to see any light. But if you move it up, you're going to see light. So that is an issue you're going to face, but that's kind of just the trade-off you have to deal with for not only having light-up eyes, but also an articulated head. So you can't really... They pretty much did it the same way that Comic Cave Iron Man figures do their light-up eyes. With like, pretty sure there's like a bulb up there, and it's kind of like the ball joint is like around it. So let's talk about alternate parts. So he has flat hands, which is nice for him laying down or karate chopping or holding a little friend of his. So you have two of those. You do have the fists that he was packed in with. And then you do have these grasping hands, which are really nice. I wish he had a car to hold, but unfortunately you don't get an accessory like that. But you do have these, which is nice. And then you have the Superman S, which is awesome. And actually I was wondering for so long how it would clip in. And actually kind of give you a bit of an instruction molded in. So you can see how it goes, and there's a little slot up there and a little slot there. Do it on the bottom one first, and then up the top. And there you go. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm going to always display him with the Superman S on, but needless to say, I'm definitely going to do it sometimes, without a doubt. Sometimes I will have the S on. And then another good reason to have the thumbnail is so you can just get in there, boop, and you're done. Oh my goodness, we have a drag racer on our hands. Oh my gosh, I hate living on a busy street. I swear, my dream house, it's gonna be in the middle of freaking nowhere, man. I hate living on a busy street. Anyways, last little accessory is Hogarth Hughes. Now, there is always the meme of Hogarth as an awful name, but then remember, this movie took place in the 50s, long before probably your parents were even born, so give it a break. Times were different. But yeah, let's zoom in on the details, because he does have a little magnet in his butt, and he can actually magnet... Oh my goodness. That was unfortunate, and that knocked other things over. he can magnetize to his shoulder. And let's zoom in on him on the shoulder, because it would be awful trying to hold him. So yeah, the detail on that little figure is absolutely insane. He has pupils and a smile and eyebrows and laces on his shoes, and that is absolutely crazy. One funny thing, though, it actually wasn't even me that noticed this. When I got this thing, like, my mom is also a huge fan of the Iron Giant, and like, I let her know, like, hey, I just got this Iron Giant, and she's like, that's so cool. And I showed her like some pictures of like the death mode version they're gonna make, and she's like, the Hogarth in that looks so much bigger, and it does. The prototype Hogarth was huge. I don't know why, but the original prototype Hogarth, and not the one we ended up getting, was a lot bigger than the one we actually got, and I'm happy they did size it down, because if it was that big, I don't feel like it would have worked too well. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much it. I have some stuff to clean up now because some things decided to fall over, but it's not too big of an issue. Iron Giant toys. Unfortunately, the other ones is too big to show like this, so we're just gonna have to deal with this. No, don't! Oh my gosh, don't walk. So yeah, Iron Giant, I love it. Great movie, absolutely adore it. It did kind of leave it open for a sequel at the end, but I don't think that should ever exist, because the movie was just so great on its own. I feel like if they did a sequel, they would just ruin it. And then, of course, Iron Giant appeared in that great movie that was absolutely great and wasn't completely relying on pop culture references to have any sort of fan base. It appeared in that movie. And let's just say the Iron Giant Gundam scene is literally the only scene I ever went out of my way to watch. And it's the only scene I'll ever see from that movie, because the rest of it just looks like garbage. I'm sorry. But anyways, yeah, there we go. Iron Giant. I love it. A pretty nice movie. From the 90s. It's one of my favorites. Alrighty, guys, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. John, I can't talk. Oh my gosh, I'm dying. Make sure to comment, blah, blah, blah. Description below, P.O. Box, Facebook, social media, Instagram. I got it all. I got frequently asked questions, whatever. It's in the description. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.